Alright, hello. Okay, oh boy, okay. So, this is a real juicy one. This is my magnum opus. I'm just kidding, right? But like, so Shogun has a big history with me. I played it very regularly on the multiplayer mode to my brother, and we'd play a multiplayer campaign all the time. And we'd go head to head. And during that process, I learnt a lot about what would make the game a bit more forgiving in certain circumstances and a bit more punishing in other circumstances. I also watched a lot of videos from people like Legend of Total War, etc., who would they would say these units that I hadn't tried out were either OP or really, really awful. I found myself heavily relying on Yari Ashigaru and Bo Ashigaru and stuff throughout the entirety of the campaign, and it would it felt very it felt kind of poor to me, really, because whilst it was fun, I felt that there wasn't really a reason for me to drive upwards as a player and create the exact type of experience I wanted, right? Like, you'd think, oh, you build loads of Katana Samurai and they're better than the Arashigaru, and you build your Nadachi Samurai and they're better, and realistically it's just economy, Metsuks, flipping just everything into economy, Yari Ashigaru, pump, charge, conquer, more territories, always good, great, get that economy going. And you don't really get to weave off into the interesting paths because of that. So, what have I changed? Right, for starters, I have changed the speed by which cannons and siege units travel around the campaign map. So, before, let's say you've built some fire-projecting mangonels. Now, your fire-projecting mangonels don't slow down your warlords who's traveling the campaign map, because they used to cut it by a reasonable margin, and now they don't cut it at all, so life goes on, right? I think horses are still faster, but yeah, cannons and stuff are a buff to Hojo. You can have fun with them. Let's just start with the Hojo one, right? I'm going through a thing on a different screen. I would use two computer monitors, but I can't record the sound of the Shogun app at the same time, and this is a workaround. So, unit experience thresholds. I've increased the amount of experience required to level up units. So, for example, let's say you start a game, and you're trying to... you build some Yari Ashigaru, and they kill lots of enemies. It's going to take longer to get those early levels. This is to incentivize getting...
If our Daimyo is to become...
Silence. But the idea being that you would be more incentivized to learn the skill ups, right? So all your new recruits, all of your replenishments would be more skilled, which would encourage you to, say, go down 56 into Kenjutsu mastery instead of simply going into, say, Todofuken and then get the encampments and then just sort of like maybe get Zen if you're on harder modes and possibly equal fields, and then maybe you'll get, let's say, strategy attack and way of the sword, and you've got like a thing like 100 turns in. But yeah, this is to encourage you to instead of just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. It's only one part of that, though. I have also nerfed the bonuses of leveling up experience as well. So, no longer can you get a bunch of Yari Ashigaru, which you can build right from the start of the game, Ta-da! That's your endgame unit right there. Or Long Ashigaru if you're playing as Oda, right? So that makes life a lot more varied. It makes your choices matter a little bit more. Now, it's not redefining the meta. It's not like going all the way down here is going to give you absolute prowess. If you're fighting another person, you're probably going to get a good fight. You know, like you still run the risk of being beaten by stronger units, or weaker units rather. But it's not nearly as much. You feel more bonus from your upkeep. You feel like stuff might actually be worth doing. Sorry about that. Another thing I've done. Tax levels. Now, tax levels, I buffed the higher tax levels. So if you go to, say, finances, and you check, it used to go up to 50%, or... Let me just double check. Okay, yeah, so it used to go from 40%, now it's 43% in terms of tax. So you're getting a little bit more income when you're on high, and loads more income when you're on highest. Loads in inverted commas. It's obviously only a few percent, but that matters. Is it perfect? No, but you can tax your population when you need to a little bit better. Or if you've only got one town left and you're trying to sort the problem out, right? Like again, you can ram the tax thing up to the highest and probably get some more units. It's a buff to happiness boosting buildings and effects as well, because whilst they're nice, they're not all that nice, you know? Like so yeah, that's changed a little bit. Usually what I'd do is if I was playing on an easier-ish mode, I would go to finance, I'd put my tax down to minimal, or I'd turn my tax from normal very early on, and then down to minimal as I started capturing other provinces. Because then you're getting all this growth, and the growth multiplies and multiplies and multiplies and multiplies, and it just goes exponentially up. Very useful. Also, it's easier to keep the populace happy. Like, you are working on a budget, but you could do that before with the Ashigaru being really strong, and you could look after your men and do all of this. Now, you can't do that. It's as easily, you know, or it isn't as good. Obviously, it's still a viable strategy. Like, that's never going to change. They're so cheap to build. They're so cheap to upkeep, and it doesn't make sense to change that. So, yes. Okay, so... sorry, the list of things is not necessarily in order of importance. I haven't put too much thought into it because, well, it's a 10-year-old or 11-year-old game now, and nobody even cares anymore. You know, everyone's like, Warhammer's great, Warhammer's great, Warhammer's shit. I wouldn't... This is the best Total War game, hands down. And that's not even a weeby notion. It literally is the best game. But yeah, carry on. Unit stats land. Right, so I've buffed all of the variants of the Nodachi or Odachi Samurai. Now, they have always frustrated me. Always, always, always. Because I was playing Date, and you would think that the horse-killing sword would be more powerful against horses, right? Because generally, as Date, you're brought in against Takeda pretty early on. Well, now they have a +10 bonus to killing the... Now they have a +10 bonus to cavalry. So they work like little Yari Ashigaru lines. Like, the Yaris have 20 bonus versus cavalry. So there's opportunities there for you to be a bit creative. They're still squishy. They're still super squishy, and still a shock troop, but with a good charge bonus. But yeah, there's a little bit of a boost there. I've also removed the requirement for Wacko raiders to need a military port. Now that is cool because it's just it brings you closer in the early game. It gets you using your Wacko Raiders a bit more aggressively. You can be creative. You can be like a pirate, right? Like play the piracy, yeah? Like that's what I was thinking, and yes, it is genius. I think I did change them to need something. Hold on. Let's see. Whoa. Hold on. Where is it? No. Fort, stronghold. Stronghold goes into... Well, it says it needs a fortress. These are notes from 2 years ago. It literally says, removed requirement for Wacko Raiders to need military port. Wacko Raiders now need fortress instead. Whatever. Basically, they're easier to get than they were. I think... I freaking hope so. I hope so. But yes, anyway, forget that. Okay, right. So, in terms of generals... I have buffed the higher tiers and nerfed the lower tiers, increasing a general's proximity to the action. So, as your general ranks up, he will get certain boosts that apply to his proximity to the action. I've removed these ongoing buffs. Like, for example, if your general's high level, you will get a flat bonus across the battlefield that used to be rather high, which would give you an automatic edge, a multiplying factor. What I've done is I've reduced the amount of stuff given flat and boosted the proximity, so as you move your general around the battlefield, he will have a direct impact rather than just moving him in behind and hammering from the back. You can be a little creative when you're around wavering troops or etc. to try and give them a little bit of a boost, right? On top of that, in terms of skill trees. Now, this is probably more important than, say, the Wacko Raiders, right, which I spent ages on. But here is what I've done with the... Oh shit. Do I actually have to fight it? I do, don't I? Alright. To tell you the truth, I wasn't really looking forward to fighting a thing, so I'll probably try and get it off as quickly as possible. Right, well, up we go, boys. Come on.
The game speed controls
Silence,
are used to
monk.
adjust the speed of...
Silence. Cease your bickering. Right, They're running. They're not running away from me, they're just running in that direction to try and get up the hill. Okay, they're winded now, great. So it is on easy or something. I'm lucky about that. Didn't really fancy the thing. Right, go. Go in.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord!
Man. Hold on a sec. Run. Okay. Get out of there. Bloody peasants.
My lord! A glorious victory will soon be yours!
whatever, right? That'll do. But yeah, that was not that was not decisive. I nearly got beaten. Okay, that was pretty decisive. Now look at how dead he is. But boom, leveled up after the first guy. That is the cool stuff, right? The biggest and most amazing changes come from the boost to the skill tree. I have nerfed strategist. And that's going to piss a lot of people off, but it's necessary because what I have done is I have buffed certain other places. So you can now put points elsewhere and get spicy things, right? Because that 14% can multiply exponentially and you can level your generals super quick and you can't be assassinated like by a ninja just once and then the campaign's over, like with your 6-star Daimyo. Because you can build another Daimyo to 6 stars. By the time it takes them to cross the map, you have your thing, have a second little bit of choice and freedom. I've boosted this stuff here for crazy people because it doesn't really work, right? Even if you go into all of these, you're still going to get your ass whooped by other things. But there are some cool things. You can be a little bit more creative. You do have options, and before you did not. You went strategist, you went infantry leader, you went Ashigaru commander, and obviously a siege expert is great too, right? But now, sure, you can have Ashigaru commander, but someone else could have some hero units or some fancy stuff, right? Like, it's nice to be able to choose, is it not? I haven't done the same for... So everything experience-wise is halved, right? Now you only need 41 battles to reach full rank. Before you needed 82, and 82 battles will bring you right to the end of your campaign. You will be in your late game. And if the enemy doesn't have a ninja that's like rank 3 by then, with assassination to come and kill you, well, that's on... no, that happened to me one campaign, and I was just like, that's really lame. So yeah, that's why that change got put in, right? Basically, you can come again, and the game goes on a bit longer. And you can have a bit more to and fro, right? Because now you can build back a general, whittle away at some rebels or something and just farm them and get your skills back. You can also boost other things to make your general actually cool, and you get a bigger, like, complement. So, for example, my troops here would be, instead of 30 men, it would be 70 or 65. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff there. I've also changed... Hold on. Where is it? Ooh, honourable. That's a cool boost as well. Like, if you're cowering in your fort with your daimyo for some reason, you can just pick this and your guy is honourable again. You lose a bunch of looting stuff, but who cares? Speaking of looting, pirates can loot. Where are we? Pirate. Yeah, piracy. 44% boost to looting, so you can just loot everywhere, repair everything, and back again. Let's go. Right. We have a little bit... we have a few memes when it comes to technology, which I do enjoy. The memes are... One thing I noticed for non... For non-Otomo, yes, it's Otomo. For non-Otomo things, if you wanted to go down the thing and get some gun Ashigaru, it would take you a lot longer. Now, it's 7 turns, 7 turns. There you go, 20 turns in. You've got what you need. You've got your guns. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. I have also changed the 5 elements. 5 elements mastery. I believe that's... no, it's there. Yes, it is there. So I've reduced that as well. God knows why you'd want it, but I've reduced it because before it would cost 12, so it'd be another. Now it's a little bit. You can actually finish these tech trees, and if you want, I don't know why you'd want to. You can have a citadel that's not Kyoto if you want, you know. Because that's not happening. It just isn't happening. What else? What else? What else? Okay, yes. Now, Sumo tournament. Sumo tournament is something that I changed that I'm really proud of myself for doing, because like hell is anyone getting that? Are they? Are you sure? If you're playing Ikawiki or something, you might be able to justify it. You know, getting that boost might be the difference between life and death. I've also reduced the economy route as well, to encourage... Okay, so the economy route messed with my head a little bit, because on one hand I wanted to make it really difficult for people to go economy, or really difficult to make the economy choice, and on the other hand, I didn't want to punish people who were just resolute and said, listen, I know you're incentivizing me to go elsewhere, but I want to go the economy route. And I was thinking, well, okay, fine, go the economy route, it won't take you anywhere near as long. Yeah? But now you can go elsewhere. Right? It's different. It's not the same as it was before, where it was like, okay, get your economy up, go on. Might as well get a Kabuna Karma, because why not? Because then I'll be able to pump out more Ashigari per turn, I'll win every fight, and I'll be happy, and I've got all the food, and everything's growing. Now it takes a little bit less time to build, and reduced time to build. So to build terrace farming, it's now 1250 from 1800, and land consolidation is 1800 from 3000. It gives you a little bit more freedom. Is it perfect? No, but look, it's difficult to make something meaningful, and it's a constant case of compromise. What I've done as well is removed all requirements for legendary buildings, so no need for wood for your dry dock, no cotton for the Yari chain, no incense required. The 2 legendary buildings that still require something are iron and crafts, so iron for sword school and luxury goods crafts for legendary archery school, right? Because there are plenty of...
This tab lists all armies currently fielded by our clan. This tab gathers together. This tab lists all the provinces currently controlled by our clan by name.
Yes, darling. Okay, silence. So yeah, crafts and iron. The reason why I've liberated iron and crafts is because their distribution is fair. There's iron here. There's iron here. There's iron here. And there's crafts similarly distributed, right? You have a few options. It isn't perfect, but you've got them. So yeah, that's the only reason why I did that. Also, incentivizes you just a little bit more to go into an early game, right? If you start the game, this is the first turn, and you say, listen, I've picked Oda, right? And for some reason, I want to build Spearman, right? Wow, 50 turns? In 50 turns, I could have my legendary school, my Yari hero, and go straight for him. Before, that's going to take you a bit longer, I'm afraid. It's going to take you differing amounts of time. Okay, actually, now that I've noticed this, I do need to mention something. Portuguese Turcos, I'm sorry to say, I have not nerfed them. I literally have in these notes somewhere, Portuguese Turcos, please nerf them, please reduce them. And, like, I ain't doing this all again. I've modded it, the mod works, it's fun, it's encouraging, it's enticing, it feels good. You feel like every match is a little bit different. Yeah, there's nothing to change, basically. If you want to build Turcos and run around being a prat, knock yourself out. You know? That simple. Another thing I've added is there's a trait in the game called Summer Sun for when you win 3 consecutive battles with your Daimyo within a summer turn. And it used to give you +1 morale for your troops. I've buffed that to 2 because a little bit of flavor's nice, you know, like where you can actually make a conscious decision where you can be like, okay, in 4 turns I'm going to be able to capture this city, this city, this city, so I'm going to wait until it becomes summer. I'm going to end turn. Now it's time to capture. 1, 2, 3, bang, 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 done. Precisely. What else have I done? What else have I done? We've gone over... We've gone over the Wakareers, we've gone over the... I think... Okay, one thing that needs a bit of justifying still is the leveling for a general, right? Because I've halved it, which seems really quick, right? Because it used to be 20 for the first level, that's 2 battles, 40 for the second level. Was it 40 or 16? But now it's half as much. This is a little bit worse, but it's still the meta. It's nice to have the option to level up a bunch of different things and work under that prospect. Ah, yes. Yes, that was the point I half remembered earlier, but I forgot to mention. The AI gets all of these bonuses too. Now, and negatives as well, but it's, the AI is not the sharpest in the shed, but, like, Takeda, when he ultimately conquers, like, all of this shit, which he tends to do in most games, he will be, like, level 5 or something, and just roaming around with 3 stacks. It's not like you just turned the game onto easy mode. You've actually given yourself a bit less of an edge, really, because you're up against people with better armored troops, because they typically mix in some Yari samurai and stuff. And I nerfed the power, the sheer power of Yari Ashigaru, etc. I nerfed that basic bit shit, and I've buffed all of the meaty cavalry and fucking shit, just simply by reducing the amount of stuff, reducing the amount of OP-ness. Okay. Overpoweredness. Much better. You've, in turn, given this other playstyle of, I'm going to build troops equality, I'm going to come for you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You've given it edge, that it didn't have before. Why am I people starving? Ah. That's why they're starving. But yeah, anyway, enjoy. Fantastic. I didn't realize that would be so quick, but it is. Let me just... but it looks so cool.
世は満足じゃ。良きに計らえ。
ために一人とて逃がさん。
Ooh. No.
全軍退却。
世は忙しいのじゃ。
Unhand me, you peasant.
今度は何を。
我らの命にかけて。これぞ戦。これぞ戦。
I need a doctor. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Round 2. Let's fucking go.
There are many new arts to be mastered that will assist our clan in its bid for supremacy. To select one, open the Mastery of the Arts panel by clicking on the dedicated button in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen.
Wait. How fucked am I? That really looks really painful, doesn't it? What happens now? Come on, give me a general or something.
When viewing user interface panels, you will notice a question mark button in their top right-hand corners. This is the help button.
Yeah, I
Click
need
on-
help, all right. I wonder what's going to happen to those troops.
Yariashigaru provide
Ah. So I'm generalless.
参上いたしました。奇襲攻撃じゃ。
Rage quit.